a game against Chad? Should we be spending this much money on officials who are not on the pitch to play games?
This is what the Black Star Committee or whatever thing will do. Now, the monies that the government have scrapped off, what they will do is that the next budget, though we implement it into certain aspect that the government is interested. Maybe the players, they will intentionally maybe ask some town on it, just so they'll trick the government or they'll trick Ghanaians that the other ones have been scrapped off. We know what they're up to.
Welcome to Touches and Touchlines. We are on the Black Star game, and Black Star are playing Chad and also playing Mali, two crucial World Cup qualifiers games. And if they are to win, they secure that top spot of the group, and now they can comfortably say they are in the 2026 World Cup. Today I'll speak with my pundits. We have discussion on the squad being called. Some of our players didn't get in. Some of the local players, we look at the local players who are getting the chance to be in, the ones who are not getting the chance to be in. And also we'll look at the minutes our players are getting at their clubs. Is it sufficient enough for them to get a call up to the Black Stars? Then later we'll crown it up with a budget for their two-legged games coming up. So welcome Prince, welcome Raf to Tactics and Touchlines. Today we are doing a full Black Star breakdown. So I want us to firstly start from MyBet.Africa. MyBet.Africa is one of the best betting platforms in the country. Always, I'll tell you to go in our description, click on the link and register and also be part of the MyBet family. It's a truly Ghanaian company. So if you are talking about Black Stars, we want to support a Ghanaian business, MyBet.Africa is the business you need to support. And they have a head office in Ghana. So it's very easy. When you have any issue, you can just walk up and they'll fix it for you. I've not seen anybody getting an issue with MyBet.Africa. They pay any amount as soon as you win it. So this weekend, get onto the MyBet.Africa app, register, and also use their offers they are offering. They have ACA bonus of 1,500%. They have, that is a bet builder option, which gives you the option to select 10 different options from just one game. And also bet feeds, where you can get available bet odds and just bet on them. So to join the MyBet.Africa family, register and also be part. During the show, I'll give you our Telegram channel. You join the Telegram channel where MyBet.Africa betting slips will be shared and also free codes will be shared for you to also get a chance to win free bets and also bet on the Black Star game. Ralph, I want us to first go through the squad, then now we'll discuss the squad. So let me just mention the squad or the players that were being called. Then we'll look at the players and also how we'll go deeper into the game. So with the goalkeeping department, we have Lawrence Atizigi, that's Joseph Annan, and we have, that is Benjamin Asari, Gideon Mensah, with the defenders, Gideon Mensah, Derek Cohn, Mohamed Salisu, Jerome Opoku, Alexander Jiku, Jonas Adi, then Tariq Lamte, Caleb Irinchi, we have Elisha Owusu, Mohamed Kudus, Ibrahim Sulemana, we have Ibrahim Osman, Thomas Partey, Abdul Salih Samed. On the forward side, we have, that is Antoine Semenyo, Kamal Dean, Joseph Paintil, Jerry Efriye, Jordan Ayew, Christopher Bonsuba, and Inaki Williams. So these are the call-ups for, that is Otoado, for the two upcoming games. I want to find out from you, is there some players we are looking at being added to this squad that were not being added? And also, are you surprised with some inclusions of some of the players in the squad?
Yes, it is a very, very good team that has been assembled by our manager. But there were some players I wanted to see. Currently, one of the best players currently, it's too early to call that one, but after 2 games in the championship, Fatawa Ishak has scored 2 goals in the championship. Top class goals too, not just any, maybe a tap-in or something, but a top class goals by the winger. But then I read somewhere that the coach said, Fatao, due to the long injury, he's been absent for some time. He had a very he was out for a long time due to an injury, an ACL injury, if I'm to be right. And the guy, Fatao, said he needs time to. But then he's playing games for his club side, that is Leicester City. But then I feel it's Fatao Isaku himself who has decided not to come. He wants to focus on the club side for now. For some reasons, there are some particular reasons why he decided to say. But then the manager came out and said Fatao wants to concentrate due to the injury. He is still recovering and all. But I know there are some issues. So for me, I feel Fatah Usaku should have been in the team. And also, our Black Star has not been consistent when it comes to call-ups. You will see the players today, the next time they will change. I mean, aside maybe Kudus, Mohammed, Jordan Ayew, Thomas Partey, and some other few players like maybe Mohamed Salisu, the other players normally when they get a call-up, when they go and when they come in, they're not able to perform well. It looks as if they change the entire setup. Even though it's a national side, we should maintain the consistency. We should allow the players to play for a long time. You see Lasha Usu today. The next minute he's not around. It's been a long time since Juku has now been invited into the team. I don't know if he was injured or something. You get it? So for me, there are some players who has to be very consistent in the national team in terms of the call-up. Even when they go to the club side, they are not performing well. They should still get a call-up. Tariq Lamptey yesterday moved to Fiorentina, right? In the Premier League, particularly Brighton and Hove Albion, he was not getting enough playtime. There were instances whereby he was being injured here and there, whereby James Milner was playing as a right back for Brighton. So I feel a move, the Black Stars performance is going to put up will give him a good step going forward as a player, even at Fiorentina. You know, these European teams, whenever a player gets a national team call-up, they rate that player so high. So for me, Fatah Usaku should have been in this team. And then there's one guy who, on the same matter I'm still talking about, there's this Ghanaian boy called Joseph Edu who has been playing for Celta Vigo for so many years now. But he doesn't, whenever he comes to the national team, he doesn't get a starting place. They did the same thing to Alfred Duncan. They call Alfred Duncan comes to sit on the bench for so many years, and then the guy had decided to officially resign or not play for the national team again. With all due respect, I don't see the quality Mohamed Salisu has to the extent that he will be always being called and then the other guys will be dropped. With all due respect to Mohamed Salis, I've watched Joseph Edu, I've watched the other guys too. So I want the national team to be consistent. They should be some players, they should be calling game in, game out. With all due respect to him and the other guys. So I feel the setup is okay. Let's see what they are going to put up and then how it will also go.
Okay. Well, Prince, let's look at this setup for the Chad and also Mali game. We know Chad is one team. They are the whipping boys in the group. Everybody is taking points from them. But the Mali game is an important game for the Black Stars. Looking at this squad, do you think the players are okay to play these two games? Or there were some players who were looking at being added to the squad?
Yeah. These two games are crucial games for every Black Star player being called and as well as Ghanaian. I think I'll touch a bit on what Raf said about Fatah Isaaku. That guy is very good, honestly. When I saw the lineup, I didn't see his name. I was like, what's going on? Because Enes Nyama is out. I think he's injured.
Yes.
So when you look at that right flank, bringing Fatah Isaaku there is an equal quality that Enes Nyama has, because these two guys pull up a very great threat when they are playing on that side. And just like Ralph said, I don't know what's happened, because the last time we went for AFCON, he gave, I don't know if it was an excuse that he wanted to play more matches for his club, which is Leicester City, because at that time he was a loan from Sporting CP. And he gave an excuse that he wanted to play more games or something. I don't know. But personally for me, I always want to see that guy included in our lineup if he's able to play games at Leicester City and be scoring those beautiful goals. I believe so that we need that guy in the setup. And coming into these two games, I think just like I mentioned, this game is quite an important game for every Ghanaian out here, because we need this qualification to secure some level of decency, because we just lost out of an AFCON that we've always been going. And this issue with Ghana Black Stars, it has to be resolved, because our previous AFCONs that we've been going, you could see the trajectory that we're coming down. Like we go out of group stages, we have this team scoring us, Cape Verde scoring
Comoros.
Can you imagine? And now it has gotten to the point where we don't even get a qualification to an AFCON match, to an AFCON tournament. So please, this should be something that we have the team, Black Star team management has to wake up. They have to wake up and set up a system that we have a solid team. Not that when we hear Edward the champion from Cyprus, we're going to call them Timothy Area from Kazakhstan, we're going to bring them. Please, let's call the players who can give us what we want, give us our goal, give us what we want to achieve. Rather than trying to make it look like there has to be a connection or something that every time that, because look at even the midfield where we have a player like Majid Ashme who wasn't called. This guy is a very good guy. Like, look at Majid Ashme when he's playing for Anderlecht. This guy is so good. He drives.
Samuel Salis, Elisha.
You get it?
How?
We have good players out there, and I don't know why they are not being called. Every time they have this group of players that are not willing to give all out for the JC. They just come and want to not to risk too much and not to have injury and go back to their club just to go and play week in, week out. Please, I'm pleading with the Black Star. Let's give these 2 matches our best we can, so we can at least we get a win in the first game that we are going to play in Chad. Then when we come here to the Mali one, we are going to play it in Accra here. So let's at least get a draw against Mali. Then we are good to
go. Okay. Ralph, you wanted to ask something?
Yes, I wanted to say that we've been following the game for so many years now. There's a certain Samuel Salis in there. He was part of the team that played poorly for us not to be able to qualify for the tournament. So I want to know what different things are they bringing into the setup now. Is it that Black Star doesn't have enough midfielders in Europe? Not even Europe. Can't a local? I mean, I don't know why. There's only one local player in the team, if I'm to be corrected. That is Benjamin Asare. As to if he can start or not, I don't know. But I feel the local player should be introduced more. But then let's go on, since we for the sake of time.
So you talking about local players. I want us to look at, is it a concern that we are going into a World Cup qualifying game, which we can at least try 1 or 2 players in there because we are on 15 points, but we are seeing just 1 local player in the setup. Our last call-up, we had at least 2 to 3 local players in there. Do you think the league has become so bad to the extent that we are not seeing quality in our own Premier League down here?
Ben, our key players, whenever players pop up who are playing so well, because of for financial reasons, for the lack of proper care for the players, our players go to Sudan and play. Our players go to Tanzania. Our players go to Mauritania and all these countries who, in quotes, are not footballing countries. Yes, they go there and they play, and they are being paid so well. So on that instant, how can our players develop here for us to see them? In our first World Cup, we had players like Sheila Eliasu, who is a local boy who was even included in the tournament, and he went ahead and played very well. So why now? Why is it that we can't be able to produce players? Is it that, Ben, when our players play 1 season in Ghana, the best players in the local league are hungry. The last time I listened to Enoch Morrison, it was on a particular platform, Angel TV, and then he was talking about how even where he's playing is it Tanzania or so. He said some key players here in Ghana who he played with are still waiting for him downstairs to get something small to buy food. A footballer. And said when he went to Tanzania, when he was playing, the manager was asking him that, and you guys are so good like this, and you don't even have a car. A coach, yes, they said the coach came to Ghana. He was working with the team in Ghana. He said, look, you guys are too good, and I don't know why you don't even have cars that you are driving. The local players are suffering. So when they play a season and they get an offer from Libya, they will go and get something small to feed themselves and their family, which is a problem for the national team also.
All right. So, Prince, let's look at the local players getting the chance. Do you think our league has become so poor, match fixing, players not putting themselves into games, and financially a big issue for the leagues to be able to groom quality players for them to get into the Black Stars? Because I know that if your national team is to work so well, you need your league producing quality for you. And as Ralph mentioned, Sheila Eliasu joined that team to the World Cup and he performed so well. So what do you think Kit and also the FA needs to do to get our local players up and running, financially stable, and also being able to produce quality talent for the Black Stars?
I think it all boils down to investment. It all boils down to, when it comes to finances, it's about getting the right investors in to help support the league. And one unfortunate thing about Ket, that's the JFA boss and his people, is that when they bring some of these investors in, they are looking at getting their cut and they are looking at getting their share and all those things. So it doesn't push some of these investors to even come forward. And it's just sad, because I'm looking at it from a broader view, where if we are to invest into this and make it very huge enough, that way you can really earn more. You, this GFA owner, GFA boss, okay, cool. You have your two players being shipped to Barcelona Team B, where the system is over there grooming the players. Why don't you guys learn some of these things and come and implement it here? You have a local team going to play somewhere else, and there's so much fear in it because the supporters are going to beat them. Oh, our league is in shambles, and honestly, it even goes beyond just finances. But our system has to be structured well, because one beautiful thing about football is that when you have your league very, very stable, at least that's where you can have a Black Star or a national team that is rich with quality. We look at likes of Spain. Look at Spain, how they group their youngest into the national team. There's a system, there's a process, there is that level of hierarchy where everyone goes through the process to get to the top level. You look at a team like France, you look at a country like England, and all these European countries doing so well. Look at Brazil. You get it. It's a system. When the system is not being applied, honestly, we'll just be doing ourselves so much harm. We'll come and complain all the time, and the issues will be staring at us in our face, and we can't just address it and hit the nail right on the head and solve this issue. So first, it has to do with finances. Second, it has to do with a system. The system has to do with how we restructure our stadiums, our fan base, the quality of the league, how to market the league to even make it attractive for sponsors to even come in and want to invest. So it goes beyond a whole lot of things that we are just rolling around it, and we'll get back to the same issue and talk about it again. I think our GFA, our sports ministry, would have to wake up and make that call to make sure that we produce quality to our Black Stars, especially from our own league.
Okay, you're talking about producing quality for our Black Stars. I want to tell you about my Bet.Africa. That is one of the best betting platforms. If you want quality on your odds, quality on your options, my Bet.Africa is one of the betting platforms you can try on. Go to the description, click on the link, register, and use the free bet code TTPOD to be able to get a free 10 Ghana cedis to get a chance to stake your bet on the Ghana Black Stars or any other games coming on this weekend. I want us to look at the budget that was set and also the budgets that was being approved. Then we'll go into it and we'll see, was it the best move for the budget being set, and also the approved ones? Is it something that going forward we need to stamp on it and make sure that these things are being cleared and cleared well? So let's look into the budget. We have an estimated budget and an approved budget. So I'll mention the request and also the estimated budget and also the approved budget. So we have a chartered flight, which is $300,000. That was the estimated budget, and approved was $300,000 that was being paid. A DM for 26 players, $150, and it was being approved. We have per DM for 27 officials, $200 being approved. We have accommodation in charge for players and officials, $250, and it was being approved. We have incidental expenses, $60,000, which was being approved at $20,000. So we have $40,000 being taken off. We have meals in charge, $80,000, which was being approved. We have bonus for players, $10,000, which was being reduced to $5,000. We have bonuses for head coach, $20,000, which was being brought to $10,000. We have bonuses for assistant coaches, $10,000, which was also brought to $5,000. We have bonuses for team officials, $10,000, which was cancelled. Then bonuses for team doctors, psycho, video analysts, and psychologists, $10,000, which was being brought down to $4,000. And the last one is bonuses for kit officials, media, Mazor, welfare officials and dietitians for $8,000 and was being brought down to $4,000. So the total of the estimated budget was $1,239,090. And now that all has been reduced to $841,290. Should we be spending this much on the Black Stars? Especially one of the key things I want us to be looking at is one, bonuses for kitmen and officials, $8,000. Bonuses for team doctors and video analysts, $10,000. Bonuses for officials, $10,000. A game against Chad. Should we be spending this much money on officials who are not on the pitch to play games? And what do you think going forward? Should we strike all this thing out because there are people that are being paid monthly, and why are they taking bonus of up to 80,000 for them just for a World Cup qualifying game against Chad? So Ralph, let's start. Let's look at this bonuses, this budget, and also the budgets they brought up, and also the approved one. Which of the things do you think is the best for us? Should we cancel everything relating to officials, kitmen, and other things, and concentrate on the Black Stars, or make sure that we are doing the right thing to help the team also save money and also improve?
Yes, Ben. First of all, what our sports ministry together with the sports minister did is to just be transparent in our dealings, because in the past years there have been a lot of people who are really looking into the Black Stars affairs. I mean, the previous experiences we've had with the then sports minister Evisefi Yankra, who they said went to the World Cup and bought kinky and all those things at expensive high prices, and even a committee was set up for that by the then government. So a lot of people have become very, 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 very alert when it comes to matters of the national team. Now, the new minister who has been appointed, Kofi Adams, what he wants to do now is to be transparent in the dealings of the Black Stars. He just wants the country to know that this is how much they are going to spend. They are not going to overspend, because one of the key reasons why people have decided not to support the Black Star is that they feel the Black Star are being paid higher, and like people feel like they are taking too much from the country when the country is in a difficult situation economically, when things are not going well for the country. Black Stars are being like they are taking too much money, they are being paid bonuses and all those things. So he just wants to bring up or get us for us to be transparent. He wants everybody to see how much is involved when the Black Stars are preparing for this big tournament. And also, and the question he asked me if it should be scrap match officials. Yes, Ben, some of them are working. The kids manager, the welfare, the psychologist, the dietitian. Maybe the staff might be too many. Most of the times you see some job roles in the national team which are not needed. There are some job roles which are not needed at all. One person can do two jobs at the same time. A dietitian for just two games. Are they telling us that they are not aware of what exactly the players will be eating or whatever? I mean, what at all are they? So, but somebody will say that yes, they have been there and they are there to do their job and all those things. So, for Ghana, when you get us the victory, we don't care about whatever happens. But due to some economic reasons, people are looking into it with two eyes. So they should go there, get us a victory, and when they come back home, we'll be able to scrutinize whatever they use their monies for properly.
Okay, so Prince, let's look at this. I want us to look at from this aspect. We have meals in charge, $80, and we have per diem for players and officials. Players are $150 and also $200 for officials. Doesn't this two come into, let's say, a one affair? And do you think we are wasting much money on the Black Stars? Especially, this is just for the Chad game. After that, we'll come to another budget for the Mali game. Don't you think we are wasting too much money on this Black Star players?
I think not just me, but every Ghanaian will agree that there's too much money being invested in the Black Stars, and we are not getting any result from it. They just go and play shambles and just come back, and they expect us to use our taxpayers' money and fund them again. But my question is, when you look at the Black Stars training kits, there are so many sponsors in front of the training kits. So can't we have the sponsors financing some of these games? Because if the government would have to be taking money every
Forgot to
time
say
that
this.
the Black Stars play, what are the sponsors doing? What is the money coming from FIFA? What are all these things?
Prince,
Yeah, yeah.
sorry to interrupt. On the sponsors issue, Ben, FIFA allocates money for every national team. FIFA gives every national team monies for preparation, for
Yeah,
football
yeah, I know
development,
that.
for preparation. Now they said government shouldn't interfere in the football's activities in the country. But
This
Yeah,
year.
when it's about money and budget, they go to the government for the money.
yeah. Because we have sponsors being projected on the training kits. I can count about over 10 sponsors being projected on the training kit. So if you are going to play against a game against Chad, at least if you are to get like $2,000 from each and every sponsor, we are making over was it over 10,000 or over
Prince,
$100,000.
they get more than that. They get more than that.
So
They
why do we
get
have to
more
come back
than
to the
that.
government to go and take money? FIFA is already giving us money for. And do you know the painful thing here? The reality is that this is the reality. So this is what they will do. This is what the Black Star Committee or whatever thing will do. Now the monies that the government have scrapped off, what they will do is that the next budget they will implement it into certain aspect that the government is interested. Like maybe the players they will intentionally maybe add some thousand on it, just so they'll trick the government or they trick Ghanaians that the other ones have been scrapped off. We know what they're up to. That's their trick. So the government has scrapped this ones off. They'll later unaware, like behind our back, they'll just go and top it up on the other ones that the government are interested in. Then it will make it look like, oh, we are not spending much on the blaster, but it is waste of money. Please, let's make the blaster so attractive for us financially, because this is what brings us unity and brings us together as Ghanaians. Why do we have to spend so much and these guys are not even bringing us anything that we can hold on to and be like, okay, after spending our taxpayers' money, this is what we get from it?
Okay, so let's look at the Ghana Chad game coming up. I want us to look at a little bit about the lineup and also we come up with our predictions. So, Raf, which are some of the players you are expecting them to have a pairing in the middle? And also, who are you expecting to lead the line? Then please, you give me your prediction for the game.
Oh, Ben, yes, of course. I want Benjamin Asare to be in that game. Benjamin Asare, I'm so happy for him being a local boy where he's coming from. I mean, if we talk about Grace, he's a big example of a player who has been touched by the Almighty's grace. I mean, where he's coming from, a local boy. And also with the central defense, I would like to see, of course, Jiku is back. There's this boy, that JT boy, who's in the central defense, very good player. A very good player. And then I'd like to see Gideon Mensah as a left back. And I also want to see Tariq Lamptey. In the middle, of course, Thomas Partey will be there. Abdul Samed Salis. I don't trust him. He doesn't look fit to be a DM for the national side. And maybe the other guy, Elisha Usu. And then the front three, I like to see Semenon, Kudus Mohammed, and then Jordan Ayew, of course, leading the line. And then, of course, Chad. No country is playing badly. Every country is improving when it comes to football. But should be a win for the national team, for the Black Stars away.
Okay. So your score prediction?
Oh, Ghana win by 2-0.
By 2-0. Okay. So Prince, let's look at your predicted lineup and also the score line you are looking for. We going to Chad and winning comfortably then.
Okay, so we've had this local goalkeeper in our post. I think in our previous two.
Benjamin Asare.
Yeah, so I want him to also continue, at least so it keeps giving him the momentum and the zeal to want to keep up and press on his own game. And maybe the usual fullback that they've been doing, I'm even concentrated much on in the midfield. The likes of Partey Kudus and is it Nokasai or something like that? There's this guy who's a captain of Ezer. He plays alongside Jonathan Mensah. He's a captain in that French league. That guy is also good because you don't have Ashimeru coming in to be driving the balls. At least Kudus should also help in the midfield instead of playing at the other side at the right wing. So Samuel could take off that place. Then on the left wing we have a Jordan who will captain the Black Stars, and also up front the Inaki Williams. I don't know if he's part of the lineup, but if he's part,
yes, Naki's there.
Lead the line
Forgot
for us.
about Naki.
We should lead the line for us. And my score line should be a 2-1. Let's say a 2-1. Far away in Chad.
Okay, so you're expecting Chad to at least get a goal against Ghana Black Stars. Thank you all for joining us. This show was brought to you by MyBet.Africa, the truly Ghanaian betting company. So check the link below in the description and also click and register. Use the code TTPOD to get a free 10 Ghana cedis free bets to also get a chance to also bet on their platform. So thank you, Prince. Thank you, Raf, for giving us your in-depth analysis on the Black Star game. After the game, we'll come and analyze what they did and what we are looking at them doing in their game against Mali. Thank you.